The Mexican Revolution was a series of events that happened from 1910 to 1920. It all started when the President of Mexico, Porfirio Diaz, that had been in power for more than 30 years, when in an interview in the United States, he stated that Mexico was ready for a fully functional democracy, instead of a democratic dictatorship under his rule. After this statement, there were several candidates for a presidential elections. Francisco Ignacio Madero was the main rival for Porfirio Diaz. Porfirio Diaz sent Francisco to jail, but he escaped and promoted the Plan de San Luis, where he unrecognized Porfirio Diaz as Mexico's president. Other important people joined Francisco's armed movement, which had the slogan sufragio efectivo y no reelección, like Francisco Villa, that fought from the north, Emiliano Zapata, that fought from the farmers that didn't have a land of their own but worked in others' land, and the brothers Flores Magón, that supported him from the west coast. Porfirio Diaz tried to fight back the rebels' forces but failed, and in the end he had to sign the Treaty of Juarez. After that, Francisco Madero ascended to power, but there were several political issues he had to arrange, like the rebels from the Porfiristas and the rage of Emiliano Zapata, who was demanding an immediate law for his people to have the lands that they deserve, and the foreign entrepreneurs, which were angry that Porfirio Diaz was removed from presidency. Then, in February 21 of 1913, the event known as La Decena Trágica was a battle of 10 days in which Victoriano Huerta betrayed Francisco Madero and killed him, along with the Vice President Bernardo Reyes. During Huerta's regime, there was another uprising, but this time led by Venustiano Carranza, but with the same allies that Francisco had, Francisco Villa and Emiliano Zapata. There were also new faces in the revolution, like Álvaro Obregón and Plutarco Elías Calles. In the Plan of Guadalupe, Venustiano Carranza led an armed uprising against Victoriano Huerta and won the war, and Huerta ran to Jamaica. After the successful uprising, Mexico was divided into three main groups: the Villistas, led by Francisco Villa, the Carrancistas, led by Venustiano Carranza, and the Zapatistas, led by Emiliano Zapata. Venustiano Carranza was proclaimed himself as president, but wasn't recognized as such in all parts of Mexico, but he was in other parts of the world. He tried to make peace with the other two bands, but wasn't successful. He then proclaimed the agrarian law to satisfy Emiliano Zapata's demands for his people. Then, in 1917, he proclaimed the Constitution of Querétaro. In 1920, Carranza is betrayed by his ally, Álvaro Obregón, and declared the Plan of Agua Prieta, which intended to revoke Carranza from the presidency. In the end, Obregón won, and with this, the Mexican Revolution ended.